We're gonna walk all the way around this lake this morning. Hello, Kindred Spirit. And if you are just tuning in for the first time, welcome. My name is Diane, and I'm a storyteller. I travel around in my van, Nesty, with my sidekick, Imogene, trying to connect the dots of the stories that I've told myself all these years, and oftentimes being able to change them in a way that doesn't feel like it used to feel. Shameful, non-deserving. And here I'm laughing. That's a defense mechanism, I'm sure. But just questioning why I should feel deserving of taking up space in this world. Stay tuned. You know there's always more. Let me revise that. It's not that I deserve to take up space in this world. I'm here, so I'm going to do it. It's whether I want to become more visible so that others can see one-on-one, face-to-face and toe-to-toe, what their thoughts and their actions and their belief systems do to other sensitives who have been made to feel that we're too sensitive. I'm sensitive, yeah, and proud of it. I'm also tough. And I'm not going to try to prove myself or my point of view any longer. There's an open invitation, though, to try it on, as I have been trying on the opposite end of the spectrum for most of my existence. I'm going to take a moment just to digress a little bit and tell you a little bit more about myself, become a little bit more vulnerable. And it is which you will learn more about if you are a patron of mine. And that is, I am trying to live intentionally. I am trying to heal things that at this point I've kind of tried to live as happily as I can and mindfully as I can, and when the triggers come up, to honestly, to the best of my ability of where I am right now and what my experiences are, to presence them and process them and heal. And to that end, on my Patreon page, once a month at the beginning of the month, I pull a card. This year, the focus is on blessing cards. In February, I put out the intention that I wanted to dance and eat good food and be cooked for. And the stories that I tell throughout that month, I trust that are going to revolve around that blessing or that theme of the month. And if you want to know what March's is, you can join 7 days for free and see what I'm up to this month. I look forward to maybe meeting you there, and I'm going to get on with the rest of this story. I spent a week in Key West recently. Not my first time there. In the 70s, I actually traveled there in a van by myself. And it's a very romantic place. And a part of me is, I love romance. I live a romantic life. Again, not without trying to look at everything around me. My focus is on living sensually through my senses. And so some part of me, I'm sure, was looking for a dance partner. And I know I was open for it. I was putting out the vibe. And I'm also a female traveling alone in a van with a dog. So revealing that vulnerability has its own set of challenges out here. Oh yeah. I was on a walk one day and a man literally not jumped out in front of me, but stepped out in front of me with a wide smile, opening personality, and said hi. And obviously, I could feel they liked me. And so, I'm not going to shy away from that. I like people that like me. Because I like most people. But someone who especially likes me in Key West, I'm going to pay attention. So I found myself immediately making plans with this person, exchanging information that usually I would not do. I feel safe. I know my way around. I trust my judgment. I'm very clear about what I will and won't accept in a more intimate dealing with someone rather than just a, hey, how you doing type of thing. And then, of course, when I got back to my van, I was like, what did you just do? You need to back that up just a tad. And I had another chance to do that. Because this person just made another little attempt at connection, and I took that as an opportunity to speak my truth. I don't really share information like that so quickly. I need to back it up. Do you like to dance? Is what I said. And they said, yeah, I like to dance. It turns out they might like to dance, but it's not the same way. They seemed fun. Some of the things they said told me they are free, they are available, and let's just have fun. Let's just get to know each other. And I liked that. And there was an activity that I've been putting out there to friends that I've been staying with because I just want to try it, something different, and that is miniature golfing. I can do a lot of things by myself, but I'm not interested in going in miniature golfing by myself. It's an activity for me. It's not I'm trying to get better at miniature golf per se. And so the next day when I was on my walk and saw this person again, I mentioned, hey, are you into playing miniature golf? And he said yes. So we decided to do that. And miniature golf is a great way to get to know someone. All kinds of levels going on about that. And it's a lot of fun. And I want a presence right here is I get the jokes. What I'm hoping for is that we can learn more jokes that are more inclusive and don't seem to always revolve around feeling superior to another person or fearful of I don't know what, losing power, covering up trauma, showing our vulnerability and thinking we're going to get slapped down. That's what I feel too. That's the vibe I get from most people. Which is why by the time that we sat down to get a bite to eat after the game, I was already dimming myself for safety reasons. For those reasons that I was just projecting onto this other person for being the way that they were. And acknowledging within myself that I am in a very vulnerable state right now and need to put up some more protective barriers rather than thin them out. And he could feel it, I'm sure. It took the whole meal, though, for him to stop and say, "So, tell me about yourself." And I have to be in the spirit of wanting to convey to you what that feels like to someone like me is I haven't been thinking about how I'm connecting our stories together of the commonalities that we have and what we could grow from there. I've been thinking about how am I going to get out of this in a way that I don't feel threatened. And so my mind is blank when a question like that comes. So, tell me a little bit about yourself. I don't have much experience with dating in many years. And so what did come up was to say, hey, what is there something that you want to know about me? Do you have a question about me? No, just tell me anything. Just tell me anything. I get where that's coming from. And it kind of shut me down even further. And I think I, at some point, started sharing that what I do for work, which hadn't even come up before then, was as a storyteller. And what my intention is and all that. And he said, well, that's what I want to know. The thing is that when I'm feeling unsafe, I have no words. It's only afterwards when I think of what I could say or what I could have said and what I would like to have heard. And I try to create that space for others. I have a long way to go. It's a practice. I'm better at it, I think, even today than I was a couple weeks ago. My prevailing thought, though, at that point was I need to get some space. And I also felt, well, instead of going all the way back to Key West, I think I'm going to keep heading north. And I ended up boondocking, getting a knock on my door at 1 o'clock in the morning, which is only the second time it's happened to me in my 4 years of being on the road. Taking it as a further sign that it was time to go. But I did reach out to this person, telling them how their words affected me. And what they said in response was, we can debate about this. You can convince me about your point of view. And so I'm going to wrap up the story by going to what I said at the beginning. I'm not here anymore to teach people. I want to be myself. And if someone likes the way I'm being and wants to dance along for a while, I'm willing to dance with you. Simple as that. I do invite people, though, to become more conscious of their words they use. Things that just flip off the tongue because we've said them so much and so long, and they've gotten so many laughs. How many of those laughs were inauthentic because they didn't feel safe around the bubble that you were trying to envelop them in? This is not a blame game nor a shame game. Just I'm going to share my side because I didn't feel safe enough to share it face to face, toe to toe at that point. And I hope that I can be better at that in the future. And as subscribers who are interested in what's going on over here, I invite your comments about this, about your experience with this and how you've handled it. Because together, us sensitives, us creative spirits, can become more visible and be strong in our vulnerability. Yeah. What a wonderful world it could be. And so I thank you for tuning in today, for hanging out with me, if you're still here. And I invite you, if this is the first time you've been here, to like and subscribe. And perhaps, if you'd like to support this work on more concrete financially, that helps me to get my work out into the world, go over to patreon.com/cultivatelife. Because together, we're going to help our stories to reach a more uplifting ending for everyone involved. See you soon.